Hello， 大家好，这里是先森，欢迎收看我的《公鸡神探》游戏实况第7集。
I'll have a shot.
Sure you will.
And we're trying to put the pieces together, of course.
And what is next, Boss Bird?
So, how did this whole case start?
这算是一个小节的环节吗？那么这个案子到底是怎么开始的呢？可能的嫌疑人、线索、屏幕，什么意思啊？啊，没个教程什么的吗？哦，有，看一下。可以在3种不同的线索类型之间进行选择，人物、物品以及线索。将所选的证据拖放至桌面上恰当的位置，就是人物，关联起来。OK， 如果关联恰当，就为问题选出正确的答案。好吧，所以这个案子到底是怎么开始的呢？那就是 Deborah 先来找我们呗。我不确定。那就是 Natasha 吧。对，没错，这就说得通了。Natasha， 黑帮情人，诡异的威胁 ，Deborah 死了，受惊的猫 Natasha 猫，应该是说他被涂了那个字，对吧？对，就是这样。然后呢，连起来。高级。Natasha 和那些威胁，这之间到底有什么联系？很明显是写给他的，他变得可疑，他是所有威胁的源头，这些威胁显然不是冲着他来。应该就是写给他的。
Yeah, the threats are meant for Natasha, no doubt about that.
没问题。然后是不是要找个证据啊？卡片，他给我们写了一个，不是现在，那就是说，因为他手里有这个名单是吧？就是那个 Filmar 给我们的。对，就是这样。
There was something Natasha didn't speak about.
他没有说什么，他隐瞒的事情，他向我们展示过，他撒谎了，就是忘记。我觉得就是他们藏着掖着，没有把所有的事情都说出来。
Natasha is terrified, and she's in real danger, but she kept this list hidden from us. It seems too important to keep it a secret.
是啊，这个名单是 Filma 给我们的，他没有提啊，真的，他是都没有提这个事情，还要找一个人。Olivia Louis 一本。很接近但不全对，不是一本啊，那是 Deborah， 不确定。那不会是路易斯吧？为啥？没错，这就说得通了。
But what could we do with this list?
他跟这件事脱不了干系，他跟这件事有什么关系啊？这样的话他就变得可疑了，他想用这个东西来转移注意力。他或许知道这些，应该是对，因为路易斯他是一个落魄贵族啊，所以他可能和这些有名有姓、有头有脸的人是有关系的，是吧？是的。这就破案了。
So the card is
我不懂啊，这个游戏。
The piece of painting too.
But the list Filmar gave us...
Exactly. Full of those imposing names. And I only know one person who moves in similar circles.
Lamar.
Lamar 是谁？
Yes, Marty. It's Lewis. Exactly.
Of course, it's Lewis. But where do we find the bunny man?
Well, since he owns this building, I'm hoping he's here. It's worth a call.
You know his number?
By heart. 555-932. I wrote it down in my notebook as well.
Oh, you are a professional, Boss Bird.
那就问问路易斯是吧？先看看你 Marty。
What? Why are you staring at me?
I don't know. I'm still not used to us working together again.
Really? I didn't get used to it for 10 years, if that helps.
Only 9, Marty. Only 9.
9年也不短了。
Look, I'm sorry I dragged you into this, Marty.
Don't be. I would have been bored to death, still be on that shooting range.
And Laura, what about her?
She's used to it. Every New Year's the same.
Don't say it.
A bloody New Year's. Yeah. So Laura's probably at home, waiting for me on the couch, staring into a candle and killing a bottle of wine.
You can get out of this any time. You know that, don't you?
If you start something, finish it, right? Let's just make it through alive, okay? Or Laura will bite off my head. Literally.
I'm on it, partner.
我在想 Laura 到底是个什么品种啊？打电话。
Hey, Lewis, sorry to disturb you again. Could you come over to my place? I have a question for you. It's very important. It's about a case.
A real case? With the chicken police? Of course, Sonny. I'll be over in a few minutes.
哼，迷弟再次狂喜啊！
Thanks, pal. I owe you one.
One? Just another second.
哦，路易斯来了。
Good old rabbit. I can always rely on him.
哼，
Thanks, Lewis. Again.
Oh, don't mention it. Besides, it was my big dream to help you with a serious case.
想想也是啊，他就是每个场景都出现了，但又特别没有存在感的那种。
Well, let's hope you can help. What can you tell me about this list, old pal?
Well,
Well, these names. I know half of them personally. Maybe even more.
哦，有私交，找对人了。
I knew it.
But I have no idea what kind of list this is.
here we go.
But these are all members of the upper class, politicians, business people. Oh my. Even the commander of the Royal Guard.
Damn.
But I really don't know what it means.
So, is it a dead end?
I'm afraid so.
啊？不能吧？我有问题。
The girl who came to me tonight.
Yes, she's a very lovely young lady.
Where did you take her after you two left?
Where she asked me to Flowerville.
Flowerville. Rochester Street 37?
Yes, exactly. Why?
Luck.
Did something happen?
Nothing good, Lewis. Nothing good.
This?
This?
Oh, my goodness.
I think we have a bingo, gentlemen.
You see, I also have one of these.
什么 SN 呐、
A card? Like this?
Yes, it's a membership card to a very exclusive club.
啊，不会被我说中了吧？什么情色交易啊？
How exclusive?
Very.
That's what I'm talking about.
What does SN mean, Lewis?
It's the sweltering Nile.
But that's a...
Well, yes, it's a
Ah.
brothel, but it's not like that. It's something completely different.
Calm down, Lewis. We're not going to tell anybody.
就是老兔子，别假正经啊！
Thank you so much. It is rather embarrassing.
Listen, Lewis. How do we get in?
You want to get in? Well, if you show them this card, they'll surely let you in, but it will be obvious you're not regulars there.
We're used to that.
So, are we going to a luxury brothel?
你们这个年过得蛮精彩啊！先是什么夜总会，又是什么风月场。
Correct, Marty. Thanks for the help, Lewis. I owe you one. For the third time today, I think.
对，第3次了，确实。
I don't know what you said to him, but after you finished, he almost immediately van disappeared.
Really? That's suspicious.
Or he had business elsewhere. It's New Year's Eve. Everybody's going somewhere.
I didn't see her after the show. If I'm not mistaken, she usually leaves when everyone else has already left.
What else do you know about her, Lewis?
Oh, not much. What everybody knows. She was a dancer, then a backing singer, then star, and then club owner.
We found out as much already. Do you think she'd fled the Stavonian massacre?
重点来
That's
了。
why the secrecy.
Do you mean the massacre of the royal family? I'd say her accent is a dead giveaway, and her name too, though it's undoubtedly an alias.
所以前朝公主的这个猜测真的是极有可能啊。
So it's possible that she is a part of the royal family.
I don't think so. Nobody could have survived that awful night.
You're probably right. What should we know about the place, Lewis? Besides what they're dealing in there?
No, it's an elegant and exclusive place. Not everybody visits them for that, you know. Some animals just go for company.
是吗？你想说，比方说我，
I see. I guess it's mostly visited by the upper class.
Mostly, yes. The wealthy who have a taste.
Yes, of course.
Is it true what they say, that it's some kind of hidden stronghold of the royalists?
所以这群保皇党又是什么人啊？
The Nile is a proud herald of the coexistence of all the species. Yes, but stronghold? I don't think so.
But the place must be an eyesore for the separatists, right?
Oh, don't worry for the girls, Sonny. They can defend themselves quite well. The separatists wouldn't dare to go near the place.
Well, we'll see what they have to say about these two old cocks.
That was a little bit, equivocal.
哦，问完了。
May I ask what you have gotten yourself into? This looks serious.
It's complicated, Lewis, but nothing good. I can tell you that much.
Ah, is there anything else that I can help you with?
Maybe there's something.
哦，就是问完了是吧？那看一波啊，线索。哦，我们在 Deborah 身上找到的这张卡是一张会员卡，来自豪华风月场炙热尼罗河。这个名字挺讲究。好吧，好吧，看样子老家伙喜欢用非常奢侈的方式打发时间。哦，一座快成为传奇的豪华风月场，主要的会员都来自上层社会，而且我最近才发现，路易斯也是其中一员。
What could this list mean? And what's the connection to Deborah?
I have no idea, Marty, but we'll figure it out.
好吧，那还要触
If
发
there
一
are
些
books in the world worth feeling sorry for, these are them. A long time ago, when an animal was starving, they bit someone. Worst case, they killed or ate them. That's being a predator, isn't it? And that was our job.
Yeah? What are you getting at?
Well, it's not the case anymore. Animals are eating each other out of pleasure. It's a poison. They're losing their minds.
哦，这句话说的好意味深长啊，让我想到了很多东西。
Ah, Sonny. We just got old. That's all.
It's not that simple, Marty.
比如说什么现代性的问题啊，
If you say so.
I think there's family stuff in there. What's left after my wife and daughter.
他还有女儿啊？那他女儿是个
When this is all over, I'm gonna hire me a secretary.
有那个钱吗你？
Would you like a shot?
You know what? When we're done with the case, then we can celebrate.
Let's hope the case won't end us instead.
Amen to that, Brother Bird.
Maybe I'm really gonna write that novel. If I make it to retirement alive, of course. 121 days until retirement.
就是
Then to
疯狂
infinity
flag。
and beyond. My bedroom. Sort of.
Those guys were something, huh?
Nowadays, I don't know what they were, or what I believed they were.
Say, Boss Bird, did you read poetry now?
No. Why?
Because you're going nuts.
Well, thanks. It's like it wasn't even us.
You're not becoming sentimental, are you?
No, I mean, we were suckers for sure, but looking back now, I feel at least we knew what we wanted.
I still know what I want.
And what do you want, Marty?
A lovely wedding and a long honeymoon. Laura deserves it. And I also want Blood Boil's job.
咋？人生赢家的发展啊，有一个厉害的老婆，还有一个厉害的工作。
A rooster's never gonna be police chief, Marty. Not at this time. Not in this place.
干嘛打击人家？人家有梦想是好事。
Thanks for putting me in my place all the
就
time.
说啊，
I hope you don't call me again for another 5 years. She was the one, right? I mean, the one.
Marty, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear a single word. Are we clear?
他急了，他急了。
Jeez, calm down, boss bird.
这茉莉到底什么来头啊？
You weren't an orphan, were you? That would explain a lot, you know? You've never talked about your family.
No, I wasn't an orphan. My parents are dead, but most of my family still lives somewhere in Averia.
Then what the hell still keeps you in Clawville? There's nothing remotely good here, especially nothing as good as a family.
I had my own family, Marty. Not anymore. And Clawville is my home, like it or not, because that's what I deserve.
罪有应得。这里到底是因为翻译的问题，还是他确实有这个意思？
Okay, I get it. I know. He's the guy who smuggled cocaine in his prosthetic leg, isn't he?
One more word about Mr. Davis, Marty, and I'm gonna wring that ham-sized neck of yours.
You don't have to cock a doodle immediately, you know. I'm just clucking with you, okay?
开始感觉 Marty 是故意的了。应该房间里没有什么额外的线索了，那我们就走吧。哦，而且只有这一个场景可以去啊。哦，进入第2章 The Killing。
To Marty's delight, we were heading toward the most exclusive brothel in Clawville. The separatists and those opposing the monarchy hated the place, just like they hated everything that supported interracial relations and peaceful coexistence of all species. So the place wasn't just a brothel, it was a symbol. But just like a brothel is not a worthy symbol, Clawville failed to turn out the way it was intended.
哦，这段过场很精彩。
Well, here we are. The kingdom of long legs, silky skin, and fluttering lashes.
Calm down, Marty. Watch your blood pressure.
哦哟，这都些啥呀？狗女郎、狐猴女士、鸟男子、狐媚的女士，还有很多照片啊。我们照例先看一波环境线索。哦哟，这是能播的吗？
Holy fur. You swallowed so hard, the whole place shook.
Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything like this before. Is this even legal?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Vice?
You really must be joking. Vice in Clawville?
也是哦。
Okay, I was pulling your leg. But still, it's a little hot in here.
Oh, cool down, Marty. Don't even look over there. Remember Laura, your wonderful girlfriend, whom you love more than anything.
是啊，想想你女朋友啊。
You don't need to tell me. All I'm thinking about is her.
With a hatchet in her hand.
哦，
More like my nuggets.
恐惧胜于了爱情是吧？
That's...
我第一次听森尼笑啊，有点意思。
Laura.
That's it, Marty. Just slowly turn away from the pictures.
Laura.
可以。
That's it, Marty. Just slowly turn away from the pictures.
哎呦啊，森尼这个循循善诱的样子，怎么要穿浪子回头衫啊？哎，不看，还有照片呢，哎，
I don't even know. Good gods.
你那么纯情吗 ，Marty？
Hey, keep it down, Marty.
I see it now. Of all that's furry.
Yes, it's very furry. Or more like, shaggy.
我们也赶紧移走啊。
That woman, she's familiar.
Do you think it's her?
哦，
The broad from the Bloody New Year's?
God damn it, Marty, do you have to say it out loud? It gives me goosebumps.
Chicken bumps, more like.
Anyway, I don't know if it's really her. I always get confused by the exotic ones, but yeah, maybe.
Honestly, it gives me the creeps.
Yeah, me too.
哦，他们的一段往事。啊，血色新年，我终于等到这个词条了。这个夜晚改变了 Sunny 和 Marty 一生。他使一通奇怪的电话，然后是一只母老虎的意外造访，最后结束于某个孵化所里。孵化所，2只公鸡在那里目睹了一场前所未有的大屠杀。Sunny 亲自介入了这起案件。当时有只头戴钢帽的陌生动物瞄准了他的家人，应该指的就是 Molly 和他女儿。哦，这么一说，我突然想起来，对，他确实在开头提过他有个女儿，就是他老婆把他女儿带走了，我都忘了，太久了。但还未来得及对其进行抓捕，他就已经提前逃走了。事实上，这案子从未正式结案，但在检察长的压力下，媒体将其归结为了公鸡神探的光荣胜利。这就是这个传奇的起源，始于一个不幸的谎言。那就说这个案子最终还是没有了结果，成为一个悬案，是吧？啊，不会他又与时至今日串联了起来吧？这些案件很有可能。我们来看一下狗女郎。
These brides are elegant, just like Laszlo said.
Lewis.
What do you think could be the old rabbit's type? Fluffy tails, furry ears, a raspy tongue?
Oh, for the love of all the gods, stop it.
But just think about it.
Please shut up, Marty.
是的呀，不能老打趣人家老朋友是吧？不太礼貌。
She's what I call an exotic beauty.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Hey, every animal's the most beautiful thing in the world to someone.
说得对。
Yeah, you're right.
Oof, I don't know about you, but I go weak in the knees for stripes.
啊？那你癖好蛮多啊，什么皮厚的、带条纹的、掠食种，你还喜欢什么？你赶紧说吧。
Please, Marty, I don't want to know. And I don't care. Keep it to yourself. And let's get out of here quickly.
Can't I even talk to you anymore?
You can. Ask about the weather, or how's my lower back. Those two are even connected if you want to know.
算你气急败坏，你怎么不关心我啊？
Old fart.
鸟男子。
That guy's stare gives me the creeps.
I can see why.
I've always told myself that birds are weird.
你们不是 bird 吗？
What did you just say?
Huh? What? Me? Nothing.
你们就不是 bird 吗？狐媚的女士。哦，这个还可以对话。
Excuse me, gentlemen. Would you be so kind as to help me?
With pleasure, ma'am.
The zipper always comes down on my dress. Would you kindly zip it back up?
Can I, Sonny?
What am I, your mother? Do what you want, for God's sake.
Happy to help, ma'am.
Oh, what a gallant young man.
Plucking lords.
三弟无语。啊？这还有个小互动游戏啊？真的假的？哇，是不是要留在这个白色区间啊？看看。
Oh, thank you, honey.
我很想知道，如果在红色区间会怎么样啊？把这个拉链拉坏吗？
Marty, ma'am. Marty McChicken.
Thank you, darling Marty. I'm much obliged.
Anytime, ma'am. Anytime.
哎呦，
May I invite you gentlemen for a drink, perhaps?
No, thank you. We're in a hurry.
Oh.
你沮丧啥啊 ？Laura。
I think she must be the receptionist.
Bravo, Mr. Detective.
Why'd you have to be like that all the time?
因为你的脑子真的很小。
Well, sometimes I seriously can't decide if you've become totally stupid over the years, or it just entertains you to act that way.
Well, you know, that's a good question.
That's exactly what I mean.
My name is Day-Night Diamond. Welcome to the sweltering Nile, gentlemen.
哎呀，这不就踩了你 Marty 的癖好吗？人家又有条纹，又皮又厚，是吗？
Miss Diamond, I'm Sonny, and this is my partner, Marty.
If I may, miss, you have a beautiful
果然。
name and exceptionally wonderful stripes.
你这样很容易被骗的 Marty。
Marty, not now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please excuse him. He doesn't visit places like this very often. Me neither, to be...
Oh, nothing to worry about, gentlemen. There's a first time for everyone.
You're absolutely right.
We're just interested in a certain lady called Deborah.
Deborah. We don't have any employees by that name right now, but if you want, any of our girls would love to be Deborah for a night.
No. Excuse me, you misunderstand. She doesn't work here.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
It's kind of confusing, but let me try to explain.
Please, I'm at your service. I'll gladly answer any of your questions.
You hear that, Sonny? Any questions?
Shut up, Marty.
你傻嗨嗨的这个马里。
If you have a specific question, please, go ahead.
Oh, you've noticed we're cops.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but it was evident the moment you turned up.
Should we take that as a compliment?
If you'd like.
说你们傻啊？没问题吧？
I wouldn't want to offend you, far from it, but it's evident you're from the police, even without this.
Is it that obvious?
No, it isn't, but, you know, here in the Nile, we have a keen eye for this kind of thing.
Right. I understand, ma'am. Do you know a gentleman named Louis C. Hayworth?
Of course I do. Mr. Hayworth is a regular guest at our establishment.
哎呦，兔子还是个常客。
I see. How regular, if I may ask?
I can't give you any information about that. House policy.
We have that too. It's called the law, ma'am.
If you have any questions of that nature, please come back with a warrant.
哎呦，人家见怪不怪了，多么淡定啊！
Touche.
Does this list mean anything to you?
This? I'm not sure. No, nothing.
Don't you see some familiar names on there?
I do, but everybody knows those animals. Personally, I have no contact with any of them.
I see. Oh, thank you.
我觉得他在骗我。
Look, she gave this to us. The girl named Deborah, the one we asked you about.
I see.
Do you know what this is?
Of course. It's a membership card.
Was this person a regular here?
If this belonged to her, then yes. I can check for you. Please, the ladies will entertain you while you wait. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Much obliged.
我好像还有问题没问完嘞。我们可以进去吗？
May I invite?
哎
No,
呀，不
thank
喝
you.
不喝，
Oh,
我们
I apologize for the wait. Please, come with me, gentlemen.
So you were successful.
My mistress, Madame
蔡华
Savas,
斯。
would like to meet you.
You mean that, Madame Savas?
啊，是个鳄鱼。
As far as I know, there's only one of her, so yes,
Please, miss, take us to her.
with pleasure.
Madame Zavas was a legend in Clawville. Her name was known all over the wilderness. She's an avid royalist, former member of the Council of 12, spy master, assassin, businesswoman, and courtesan. To be honest, I didn't even know she was still alive. She's no spring chicken, that's for sure. She could also be my mother, or maybe my grandmother. First Ibn Wessler, now her. Honestly, tonight it wouldn't surprise me if His Majesty Hector III didn't grace me with his presence.
啊，又是个斜杠青年，什么间谍、刺客、富商、交际花啊，可以吧？
Interesting pieces.
哇，好大一只！
Do you think so? It's the art of my people.
Crocodiles?
There are many kinds of crocodile in the wilderness, Mr. Featherland. This is the art of the Nilenites.
哦，怪不得叫尼罗河啊，就是以他的这个身份命名的。
Hence the name, the
Yeah.
sweltering Nile.
It's a river, Mr. Featherland. My ancestors lived by this river a long time ago.
Ah, interesting.
Thank you.
啊，现在不看书了。
What a painting! Congratulations, ma'am.
哎，这个是不是和那个猫琴科房间里的那种画很相似啊？
Marty.
Yes. It's beautiful indeed. It's more than 40 years old. You know, I was considered pretty then.
Oh, don't say that. You still look great, ma'am.
哦，是，这位也是皮厚的啊。
Thank you. It feels good, but no. There's no need for lies. Those days are long gone. Every age has its truth and its beauty. For me, beauty is not in the looks anymore.
人家要美有什么用啊？人家有权有钱。
I agree, ma'am.
都是些啥呀？爬行动物49年。
There are books here on quite a variety of topics.
马
There
之
are
死。
books here on quite a variety of topics.
我思维的7个碎片，粘液与惩罚，罪与罚这种。开启动物心智的钥匙，
There are books here on
都是不可以读的，只能看一下名字。只是说让我们了解了一下这个蔡华斯夫人，应该是很有知识的这么一个人。先看波线索。这家风月场的主人是传奇间谍和花魁蔡华斯夫人，我们最好小心点，她的名声响彻整个荒野世界。蔡华斯，鳄鱼，尼罗鳄，他的微笑可能是假的，他的故事可能是编的，但他的危险程度绝对是真的。蔡华斯夫人是名间谍，也是位花魁。当我还是只小鸡的时候，她就已经是个传奇了。有关她貌美如花以及致命冷漠的故事比比皆是。虽然时间没有为她网开一面，但她的危险性似乎并没有比传说中的弱上几分。现在她大多数日子都是以豪华风月场炙热尼罗河老板的身份活动，跟猫琴科一样，都做了老板了。戴奈特钻石斑马，美丽冷静专业，可能还是个上流交际花，做前台啊。炙热尼罗河漂亮的斑马前台，这是什么？尼罗奈特是一个已灭绝的古老文明，那里曾是荒野世界西南热带地区的一个庞大帝国。这个文明在当今鲜活的代表正是传说中著名的间谍大师和花魁蔡华斯夫人。那行，我们来会会这位蔡华斯夫人，先看一眼。
So she is the legendary Madame Zavas. Let me introduce myself properly, ma'am.
Mr. Santino, I know who you are. And I also know your partner. The legend of the chicken police is always one step ahead of the chicken police.
谢谢你的恭维。
Thank you. That's flattering.
May I ask what you are looking for exactly?
You know, that's an interesting question. The card we've shown your lovely colleague.
Belongs to an old friend of ours, whom we haven't seen for a long time here.
And the name?
Unfortunately, no, Mr. Santino. That's confidential information. In my line of work, discretion is everything.
Well, you know, in our line of work, the law is above everything.
Oh, do you think so? I could tell you what your colleagues think is also above everything, but as I said, discretion.
Look, ma'am, we don't want to impose. We're conducting a private investigation, which started off as harmless, but now it's murder.
That sounds serious.
It is serious. That's why we'd be grateful for your help.
In that case, I'm at your service. Ask your questions, and I'm going to answer to the best of my knowledge. As long as you're not wading through muddy waters.
可这也不是我们能决定的呀。
Fortunately, I swim very well for a chicken.
I swim well too.
也是哦。哦，我们可以询问他了。
As I was saying, it belongs to us. Only our most valuable guests have one of these. And our employees, of course.
好，我猜测 Deborah 可能做过，猫琴课也可能做过。
The employees, too. Good to know. Can you tell me if this card belonged to a guest or an employee?
No.
I thought so. Yes, thank you. Lewis Hayworth is a good friend of mine. It surprises me that he's a regular here.
You wouldn't believe our clientele. You would be shocked.
哼，恶魔大笑，鳄鱼大笑。
No doubt. Lewis, does he come here often?
Not so often.
Thank you for the vague answer, ma'am.
The mystery is thrilling. The thrill is life itself.
That was beautiful, ma'am.
Tell me, have you ever seen this list?
I have.
Am I right to assume it has something to do with the sweltering Nile?
It does, yes. But I can't tell you more about it. No.
Discretion is key.
Absolutely.
Do you know Natasha Katsenko personally?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about her.
Warm-hearted, protective, quick-tempered, fierce. Yes, fierce.
Thank you. Very useful.
哦，我们还可以盘问他了。
This place isn't just our home with the girls. It's a sanctuary.
Really? How?
It symbolizes why the city was founded almost 1,000 years ago. Unity, love, freedom.
也不是没有道理。
Interbreeding?
That too, yes. Do you have a problem with that?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't. My girlfriend's a predator.
Really? I'm glad to hear it.
Marty 现身说法。啊，
So, gentlemen, what do you want to know?
Let's see.
在我们盘问他之前，也没有出现新的线索。我看一眼，那就直接，哎，
Is that the time already?
Have you noticed your clock's not working?
How observant you are. That clock isn't meant to show the time, it's a decoration. A memento.
It's beautiful.
Indeed.
还有吗？应该是没有了。那我们就盘问吧，也没有什么新的线索给我们做参考。
Deceit is everything to Zavos. She used to be a spy, so I'm gonna take her every word with a grain of salt.
他的话都不能信，我们要怎么盘问他？看看蔡华斯编造谎言是蔡华斯的拿手好戏，他曾经是个间谍，所以他说的每个字我都不会相信。印象迷惑 ，What is 迷惑？传说背后的您究竟是个什么样的？
Who's behind the legend, Miss Zavos? Who are you, really?
Just an animal raised to survive, Mr. Featherland. And because I've been taught, I know how to survive. I always was what I had to be.
And you managed to dodge my question. Clever.
Well, you see, this is one of the typical elements of survival. The way of dodging a delicate question and still making the questioner believe he got the answer. But you're too cunning and experienced, aren't you? You're not an easy one to fool.
真的吗？我觉得每个人都在跟我打太极。
I'm trying to maintain appearances, ma'am.
You should. Appearances, most of the time, are stronger and more dangerous than the truth.
新印象生存至上。 告诉我，您真的为国王当过间谍，这年头当过王？
Isn't it dangerous being a royalist nowadays?
You know, Mr. Featherland, those that are genuinely dedicated never care about danger. That's something you must know even better than I.
Do you think it's my loyalty that motivates me the most? If you do, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Maybe you're not loyal to the police, Mr. Featherland, but you are to your own principles and ideals. Am I right?
That's true, but you're avoiding the question. Why did you stay in the king's employment after the scandals that are making half the city riot? What makes you still believe so much in the institution of monarchy?
你们不是君主议会吗？
You know, I always adapt, but only to a degree where I still don't have to give up myself and my ideals for the sake of survival.
You'd rather die then?
Maybe it would seem too dramatic or even romantic to you, but yes.
反正就说他是个有信念的人啊。
I'm sorry to doubt you, but I've always thought your kind was rather compromised.
Do you mean spies or crocodiles?
Spies, of course.
I must disappoint you. But there aren't many groups as loyal and unwavering as the spies, Mr. Featherland.
这个话有道理又没道理。
If you're telling me, ma'am, I believe you.
啊，但是减了分了。您为何要经营这家风月场？是个什么地方？真的是一间
Why did you decide to open a brothel?
You know, this place used to be an orphanage. Then after the Great Avian Plague, a hatchery. Then young mothers lived here who had nowhere else to go. That's when I took over.
所以真的有可能和那个血色新年是有关系的。
Young mothers and prostitutes. That feels like a sharp turn.
不 sharp 啊，很正常。
No, it didn't happen like that, of course. The process took 20 years, but one thing remains the same. I wanted to help girls who had nothing and no one. To help them.
And this was the best you could do, helping them sell their bodies.
You see things very superficially, Mr. Featherland. We're a family who helped each other even at the worst of times, took care of each other, and what's most important, survived. Yes, survive, no matter the cost.
And it's the cherry on top of the most treasured secrets of the rich and famous.
Very insightful, Mr. Featherland. There's truth to that. Knowledge is power, as they say. And we know a lot about powerful animals that could be used as weapons.
也
Or
就是
the
说他，
opposite. That could avert a war.
也就是说这个炙热尼罗河又是一个很典型的情报点。
If I guess who the card belongs to, will you tell me?
I wouldn't say that's an acceptable price for such a secret as this, but if you guess right, I won't lie to you. Then, I will tell you you were right. Yes.
Good. Let's see. The answer to my question. Natasha Katsenko.
Well, Mr. Featherland, it seems the gossip about you is right. What gave it away?
你们都有一样的画像啊！
It couldn't have been easier. There's a beautiful woman with a mysterious past, trying to keep it a secret, while someone's threatening her with the exact same thing, leaving rather unmistakable messages behind. Plus, we found the card on Deborah, who was her best friend and confidant. So she was either trying to hide it or destroy it forever, so no one could find out the truth. Am I right so far?
Indeed, Mr. Featherland.
So if I'm not mistaken, Natasha used to work for you before she met Ibn Wessler. He fell in love with her, gave her a job at the Millions Club. The rest is history.
哦，所以说伊本不是在百万富翁碰到他，而是在尼罗河碰到他以后，把他带到百万富翁去的，应该是这样啊。
You have talent, Mr. Featherland. I'm really sorry you're not working for the government.
I am working for the government. I'm a cop.
Are you sure, Mr. Featherland?
Touché.
Indeed. Natasha used to work here. We can put it that way, but you know, this isn't just a workplace. She also lived here. She was part of our family, and we still love her very much.
Right. That puts everything in a different light. Zavos is a true survivor, always was. And she's proud of that, even to this day. Maybe I can get her to trust me if I play to this part of her.
我要危险，我要抓住她的引以为傲的这个东西。我看看啊，莫非您在哪里？是不有道理。
Why did you take her in? Maybe you saw yourself in Natasha.
She was only 17 when she knocked on the rear entrance of the brothel on an unusually cold, rainy night. I opened the door myself.
Was Natasha alone?
Yes, completely alone. Her left arm was slashed with an ugly wound, and she was frozen to the bone, barefoot, only a thin nightgown on her.
Did she tell you what happened to her?
After I brought her into the house, warmed her up, and changed her into new clothes, that was the first thing I asked. But no, she didn't tell me. We became very good friends. But I still don't know what happened to her and where she came from. Or how she knew about this place and the rear entrance.
就说啊，一个不知名的女子突然敲开了一个名贵显赫家的门，这不是很奇怪吗？
And you weren't bothered by all those secrets?
That would have been very hypocritical of me, don't you think? No, it didn't bother me. I make a living out of secrets, Mr. Featherland.
可能也是同情的心理啊。
I see. Do you know where Natasha came from before Clawville?
Naturally. The poor dear couldn't even deny it. Even her name's eloquent, her accent, but mostly her manners, Mr. Featherland. She's from Stovos, and she belonged to the upper class of Stavonian social circles. She could barely even speak the language when I first met her.
That's all you know about her. An ex-spy like you must have checked up on her new protege's past.
That's the most exciting thing. Yes, I have. Multiple times putting my most treasured connections to good use. But nobody found anything.
身份
Natasha's
沉迷
trail could only be traced back to the Stavonian border.
再
What
次可能
happened
印
in
证
that
了我们的
country,
猜
no
测
one knows.
It's rather curious, don't you think?
It is, Mr. Featherland. Yes, curious. That's why I've always been rather fond of Natasha.
Did it touch you deeply when she left you?
Indeed, it did.
Zavos is protective. It seems she's dedicating her whole life to her proteges. If I concentrate on that, maybe she'll open up to me.
他的阶段好多啊，还有什么戒备心强、保护欲强。为什么允许他跟 Wessler 离开？
Why did you let her leave with Wessler?
What else could I have done? Wessler is a handsome, rich, powerful animal, and Natasha fell in love with him. If anything, I know you can't stand in the way of a woman in love. There's nothing more dangerous, Mr. Featherland.
I've been in this job for more than 20 years, but I haven't heard that one before.
我也是第一次听啊。
You see? You learn something new every day if you have an open mind.
关于他离开，你会生气吗？是否担心他泄密？最后一次见到他是什么时候？
Were you angry at her for leaving? Afraid she might blab secrets?
Wouldn't you like to hear that? Yes, it would be a classic. The controlling crocodile obsessed with power can't take losing her favorite protege and seeks revenge.
说明你也知道娜塔莎身上发生了什么事哦，是吗？
I'm not saying it happened like that, but it could have.
Now, Mr. Featherland, you're smarter than that. You know very well that's not how it happened.
Maybe I just wanted to hear it from you. Still, I feel like you're not telling me everything.
Of course I'm not, Mr.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Don't mention it.
How did you feel when you learned Natasha was going to leave?
Honestly, I was very hurt. I loved her as a daughter. How would you have felt?
I couldn't say.
你不应该也很有发言权吗？
And I still couldn't stop her, and you know why?
Of course I do. Because you loved her.
You've been in my shoes before, am I right, Detective? Yes, I can feel you have.
This isn't about me, madam. Please stop changing the subject.
I have felt betrayed on a certain level. Yes, and offended, and alone. Even amongst all my friends.
Were you disappointed in her?
Only in myself, Mr. Featherland. But I have a hunch you know this feeling very well.
Yes, you're right. Well, thank you for your time, madam.
Anytime, Detective. Yes.
哦，看看，4颗星也还行啊。重要线索：娜塔莎曾在炙热尼罗河风月场工作过，直到伊本·韦斯勒发现了他，并将其带离了那里。那我们就继续啊。
Please, gentlemen, wait here a moment. I would like to show you something that could help you.
Oh, that's excellent news. Thank you. We will wait.
Do you trust her?
我觉得有点危险。
Not in the slightest. Even her smile is fake. This woman wallowed in other animals' secrets until she became one too.
That's exactly how I feel.
Anyway, now that we're here, we can take a better look around.
Just what I was thinking.